I've been on the phone with Nancy, arranged for her to be able to get from Washington out to see her husband, Bobby. That's where she's in the plane now, heading out there. And you've seen the news. He was attacked in their home, and when I spoke to the Speaker, she said that he's doing okay. He went to the hospital, was operated on, and he seems to be coming along well. He's in good spirits. The whole family's there. The news reports indicate it was intended to be an attack on the house Nancy Pelosi lives in, the third-ranking person in the United States in line to be president. You know, it's reports that the same chant was used by this guy they have in custody that was used on January 6th in the attacks on the U.S. Capitol. I'm not making this up. This is reported. I can't guarantee it. I can tell you what's being reported. The chant was, "Where's Nancy? Where's Nancy? Where's Nancy?" This is despicable. There's no place in America. There's too much violence, political violence, too much hatred. Enough is enough is enough. Every person of good conscience needs to clearly and unambiguously stand up against the violence in our politics, regardless of what your politics are.
And I want to take a moment just to say a prayer for a friend of mine, Mr. Paul Pelosi, who was attacked. A politics where some in office or who aspire to office work to stir up division, to make folks as angry and as afraid of one another for their own advantage.
I did talk with Speaker Pelosi this morning, and I mean, this was an act of extreme violence, and I think we're looking at a time in our country where there is so much discourse that is fueled by hate and division. And anyone who professes to be a leader, I think, has to really understand the meaning and the impact of their words and their posture on things like this. I pray for Paul's recovery. I know the Pelosi's, and this is tragic. Somebody literally broke into their home saying, "Where's Nancy?" And I strongly believe that we all, each one of us, have to speak out against hate. We have to speak out against violence, obviously, and speak to our better selves. There's absolutely room, and it is important to have public discourse when there are disagreements about policy. But what we've been seeing recently is so base in terms of reducing it down to something that I think is beneath the dignity and the intelligence of the American people.
So we know he was struck at least one time, and that's what we know. We also know, based on our investigation at this point, that this was not a random act. This was intentional. And it's wrong. Well, the suspect is still in the hospital. Definitely, I cannot release, and it's not appropriate for me to release any of the suspect's medical information, but the suspect is still in the hospital. But let me say this. We intend to book the suspect, whether it's in absentia or whether it's in person. He will be booked for felony charges.